Hello, good morning. I hope that you're all well and that you've had a good week. After a few days of glorious sunshine, we've woken today to a Cornish mizzle. And a mizzle is a sea mist, a fog that is very, very wet. I popped out to put something in our recycling and I came back in and my glasses were wet, my skin was wet, my hair was wet. I'm just a bit overheated now. It's really humid and sticky. In today's Flosstube, I've got lots and lots of goodies to show you, and this weekend it's the final tutorial for the ABC online sampler. I'm going to split that into a separate video, and in that video we're going to be looking at Berlin lacework and turkey stitch or turkey knot. Now, when I was in school and I was working towards my art O-level, my portfolio for my exam was based entirely on textiles, and one of my pieces was worked entirely in turkey stitch. There were zillions of them, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how I work a turkey stitch or knot, and I'm going to show you some tips. Okay, so in my video last weekend, we had a giveaway for a Pitoki modern stand. Now, this is mine. I did show the one last weekend that was the actual giveaway, but that's packed away now, waiting for the draw next weekend. If you didn't enter last weekend, you can still enter, but you need to go back to my previous Flosstube and leave a comment. Now, in my Flosstube last weekend, I asked people to go to the Pitoki website and choose the product that they would most like and to post a link in the comments on the Flosstube. But we quickly found out that YouTube was removing those comments as fast as they were being posted. YouTube identified them as bots or as spam, and they removed them. So I went back in and edited the video and just put some text over the screen saying that you could enter by just saying the name of the product that you most liked. If you didn't do that, you've got another week to do so. The giveaway will close at the end of this week, and I will announce a winner next week. Now, it's a wonderful prize. The Pitoki products, they are the creme de la creme of stands for holding a hoop or Q-snaps. So it's a super prize, and I'm very grateful to Velke Pitoki and Kathy and David Mills of Hobby House Needleworks for sponsoring that. We're going to have a few more Pitoki giveaways in the forthcoming months. Okay, so make sure you enter. It's a wonderful prize. These are, they're not cheap. They're worth every penny or every cent. And it's a super, super prize. Okay, so what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about my visit to the States. There is nothing like meeting up with friends and stitching. And I don't know if you've noticed that whenever you gather with needleworkers, we all end up in a circle stitching. We just can't help ourselves. And that circle is a ring of friendship, of warmth, of love. It's an amazing thing. I had a thoroughly lovely time with my friends, and I came home with my heart so full of happiness, and my soul was recharged through the love and the friendship of some needlework friends. And even if you can't get away to retreats or actual in-person giveaways, Flosstube, Instagram, Facebook, they are groups of like-minded people coming together to share their love of needlework. Of the friends that I were with, they're all on Flosstube, or not Flosstube, but they're all on Instagram and Facebook, and we've predominantly met through attending events, but we all knew each other through social media before we actually met. Okay, right, so when I was there, we had gift exchanges and we did some shopping. I haven't got everything out. I still haven't totally unpacked. It's been crazy here with the builders. This week they've been working on my sewing studio, and it was an absolute nightmare clearing that out. But I have decided in clearing it out that I'm going to have the room remodelled. It's an upstairs room, so it was originally a bedroom with an ensuite shower, toilet, wash hand basin and a very big cupboard. I'm going to have all that taken out and the floor space, the floor size of my craft room expanded, and I'm going to be having some bespoke furniture put in there to make storage easier. But I'll talk about that in the future as the plans come to fruition. Okay, so when we were in the States, we had a gift exchange. So where do I start? Well, I'm going to start with this one. It's a Christmas ornament that is a sewing reel with a needle. Isn't that beautiful? That's going to look lovely on my Christmas tree. If you're interested, there's the label. And there's a little bit of information about it. You can stop the video, freeze the screen and have a read. It came in this box, Old World Christmas. So I guess you can Google this and find out more about it. They came in various colours, but Deborah gave me the red because she knows I love red. I didn't want to pack this in my suitcase. I carried this back in my tote bag, and it was right on the very top so it didn't get crushed. One of the first things I did when I got back was make sure that this had travelled safely. It's gorgeous. Love it so much. Okay, I'm going to have to start here with some order, otherwise I'm going to miss things. This was a gift from Brenda. It's absolutely adorable. It's a pin cushion. It's got walnut shells in, and there is some amazing work in this piecing, this Dresden plate. It's gorgeous, and this is magnetised so that you can put your needles and pins on top of it. It came with 3 pins, which are equally adorable, and it is from Curvy Bungalow, and Curvy Bungalow is on Etsy. They're beautiful. I'm going to be ordering some of her things, beautifully made. I was very impressed with that and so touched that Brenda gave me that. It's beautiful, really, really lovely. This was another gift, and I now have quite an extensive collection of these items, all matching different pieces that make up the collection. That's really, really lovely. I'm sorry, I don't know who it's by. Melissa, if you're watching, comment on the video where people can get these. You pop your scissors inside. When we were in Country Sampler, there was a lady there, and I'm so sorry, I don't know her name. The store was so overwhelming. Like, I am a quilter, and there were so many beautiful quilt kits. It was just amazing. I could have bought everything in the store. But anyway, this lady was in the store, and she gave me a little collection of items that she had made. They're little pin cushions. Isn't that adorable? Now I collect strawberries, and although this is a tomato, there is a little strawberry on there, so that's going to go and live with my strawberry collection. These are just adorable. So pretty. I love all the little things that surround our hobby. Okay, so Kathy, who is an amazing quilter, did this piece, and we all received one of these from Kathy. So beautiful. And Kathy used one of the panels from my fabric range for the centerpiece, and she embroidered over it. Isn't that gorgeous? And this one says, "Stitching is the gentle whisper of inspiration," and that is so true. It was when it was quilted, I don't know if you're going to see this in the video, maybe not. Can you just see that is a spool of cotton, and then there's a thread coming off with a needle. Beautiful quilting pattern. Gorgeous. I'm going to hang that in my newly refurbished sewing room when it's finished. Let's pop that over there. Linda and I did this for our fellow needleworkers on our little retreat, and this fabric I designed and put this together, and Linda finished it into a mat for the table. And it's so handy having a mat when you're at a retreat, because you place that in front of you and that's your space and you have everything on it. Really great. This is to celebrate our 2024 retreat. We have a retreat every year, and the sentiment is the time we spend with our stitching friends is priceless, and that's so true. We all had to assign a little girl to ourselves. I'm not sure which one I am. There we are. Very pretty. I was really pleased how this came out. Oh my gosh, what else? Well, when we visited Brenda, and we went into Brenda's special room, which was absolutely overwhelming. It was just amazing. It's just filled with so much love and joy. You could feel Brenda's joy in that room of all her stitching things, and they were so beautifully arranged. You could follow Brenda's train of thought in how she was arranging everything. It was really lovely. Anyway, Brenda had these boxes, and they come in various sizes. I'm not sure if there's 3 sizes or 4, and they're available on Amazon. And what I liked about these shadow boxes was this beading, which gave it an antique look. And you can hang these on the wall, or you can place them on a table. And I'm going to be placing these on a table, and I'm going to be putting a sampler in the base, and then I'm going to be adding little knickknacks in the box. When I go to workshops and other events, people are always so kind and generous, giving me pretties, and I treasure every single one. But I thought it would be really nice that with these boxes I could display them by event, so it becomes a memory box of that event, and that's what I plan to do. I bought 2 sizes. I think this is the smallest one, and I think this might be the medium, so there's probably a bigger box than this. But I had to get them back from the States. I couldn't see these boxes on Amazon UK. This is Amazon US. And we ordered them, and one of them came the next day, I believe. I brought them back in my suitcase and I was very glad that the glass didn't smash. So beautiful. Anyway, those are on Amazon US, Amazon.com. They're not very expensive and they come in different finishes as well. I know there was a white one. Okay, so what else? When I was at Country Sampler, I couldn't resist getting this little box. And this little box has a chamfered edge so that you can stitch out the little sampler, you can mount it, and then it will sit inside and become the lid of the box. So I'm going to have to come up with a design for that. I can never resist little boxes. When I was at Country Sampler, Pam and Linda, they're sweethearts, they're so lovely. I've met them a couple of times now at different retreats and they're always so warm and friendly. Well, they work at Country Sampler and they know I love 56 count linen, and they'd very kindly pulled a selection of linen for me to see, and they had a make of linen that's bestitchme.com. There's the website address if you want to freeze the video. And I'd heard of this linen, but I'd never seen it before. And it's beautiful, really lovely. So I picked up 4 pieces. This one is one more reproduction. And that's the colour. I love the aging on it. There was nothing harsh about the aging. It was all subtly done. Very, very nice. Very pleased with that. So that was one more reproduction. This one was sugar cream pie. Sugar cream pie. That's very nice. Very, very nice. There'll be something coming out on this one for sure. Loved that. I like it when you get linen and the tag is affixed to the linen. It makes it so much easier that you don't misidentify it. This one is oat. I don't know how well these colours are picking up today. It's such a dark day. I hope it brightens up a bit later because the dogs want to go out for a walk and I promised them an extra long walk today. This one is not another sampler. There we go. Very pretty. I really like that. Now, when I was in the States, I picked up a huge delivery of needle and flax linen. The colours were just divine, absolutely divine. And there and then we put a model straight into production on Fernley. It was beautiful. But there was a new colour, well it might not be a new colour to needle and flax, but it was the first time I saw it, and it's called Alcott from Little Women. I love the way that Rachel chooses her names. And this colour, oh, it is absolutely divine. There'll be something coming out on this for certain. Don't know how the light is catching that. Beautiful. Really, really pleased with that. But I came back with a huge suitcase of linen. And it soon goes, it's surprising. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, we're getting some space here now. Melissa gave me these gorgeous counting pins from Jersey Girl Stitch. This is second star to the right. There they are, so pretty. I've got a lovely collection of counting pins from Jersey Girl Stitch. Gorgeous. Really lovely. I always love her counting pins. Okay, so what else have I got? Oh, I picked up a piece of Cedar River linen, and this one is coffee stain. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And as soon as I got home, I cut my piece of fabric in half, and this has gone off to a model stitcher to start a very special sampler on. The sampler has been stitched for something very special, and it's beautiful. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Really, really pretty. Oh gosh, linen. Linen. Do you know what? If ever I'm a little bit down and I go into where I store my linen and just open up some of the boxes, the crates, and just look at it and feel it, it always lifts my spirits. Okay, so, right. I treated myself to this. Now, a friend of mine who lives in Devon has a Welsh dresser full of this Royal Dalton China service. I've admired it for years and years and years, and I have been wanting to collect it for a long time. And it's Royal Dalton sampler pattern, and I think it was produced in about 1914, maybe 1912, but I think it's 1914. And these are quite expensive to collect. They're very sought after, and I've been watching for pieces. It's a search alert I've got out on the internet, and finally a cup and saucer came up that was reasonably priced, so that's come to live with me. I'm not going to use it to drink tea, but I am going to use it to have one cup of tea out of, but then it's going to go for display purposes. It was lovely to have one that was affordable and not, you know, a ridiculously expensive price. Over time, I hope to build up the full service. Okay, when I was away, we had a finish. Philomena, which is a model, which I had stitched. The last thing that had to be stitched on it was her surname, Fernandez, and Fernandez had 9 letters, and there were meant to be 9 of us there. Unfortunately, Laura's husband, Mike, had COVID, so although she didn't have COVID, she didn't come because Kathleen's husband is vulnerable, and obviously Brenda is vulnerable as well. So we all stitched one of the letters in Fernandez, and Brenda had the honour of stitching Laura's letter as well. So that was the finish. I can't show it to you, but I can show you a photograph that is now at the framers. This week I laced 9 samplers, and they're all at the framers now. This is another project I worked on whilst I was away, and her name is Louise. I haven't quite got the first name in yet. This is where I left off. Very pretty sampler, ideal travel project. When you stitch with one colour, it makes it so much easier when you're travelling. I shall finish this now when I go to Hobby House Needleworks in October. We're holding the Great British Sampler Weekend Comes to America. Hobby House Needleworks are the official sponsors of that event. They were in the UK and they are in the States as well. I've been doing loads of work for that. This week all the booklets arrived at Hobby House. We have a really lovely project for the workshop, a beautiful sampler, and there are some other samplers as well that are part of the presentation that are available to Hobby House Needleworks customers on an exclusive basis. To show you that again. When you stitch alphabet samplers, it's worth not carrying the thread. A red thread would show through on that light fabric. I can't wait to finish this. This has been a sampler that's been worked on for quite some time, but you know what it's like when you start talking and laughing, you don't stitch at the same pace. Okay, so what's next? Oh, talking of stitching, I stitch predominantly on my little Needle Needs mini frame when I was away. I've just put Louise on there to show you her on the hoop. This was wonderful. I'm so pleased with that. I'm so glad that I got it. It was so easy to use. Now, it didn't work well with the Patoki. Patoki is designed for hoops and Q-snaps. These are just a little bit too big. You can fit it in the clamp, but it just wasn't comfortable. I tend to rest my wrist on a frame as I stitch, and it just wasn't working. But what I did with this, I could hold it in my hand to stitch. That worked very, very well. But what I did do is I put it on the end of the table, and because I was stitching from my iPad, I just put the keyboard, my iPad has this keyboard. My iPad's not there now because it's what I'm filming on. And what I did, hold on a second, was, so imagine my knee is the end of the table. I put that on the end of the table. Do that. And I just had my iPad like that, and the weight of that held that over the edge of the table so I could stitch two-handed. That worked really, really well. When I got home, my spool stands had arrived that match this little sampler, this little set of spools. So this is the one that I'd had previously, and by the way, I will reiterate that I'm happy to gift the patterns for these spools to anybody that emails me. I never did them for sale. These were for my own personal use, and I'm very happy to share them. But if you use them for this, you need to stitch it on 56 count because they were charted for 56 count. But you can have them free of charge as a gift from me. So I had ordered these two sets of spools. So this one is a double, and this is much longer than the other one. So if you wanted to stitch out those patterns, you could work out what size fabric with those patterns would fit on this one. And then I bought this double because I want to fit on one of these my ABC sampler, so that will sit on there and will unroll out. I've just got to decide now how I'm going to finish it. There's that lace work. Don't know how well that's showing in this light, followed by the turkey knot. So that's going to go on one of them, and I've had an idea for another tutorial that takes into account 26 different specialty stitches to go on the other one. You can make a little pin cushion and put on there. I don't think I'll do that. I'll leave it with nothing in. I might put a little needle minder on the top, or like a carbution with something. We'll see. And then the other thing I ordered from Danielle on Etsy was this little basket, and I absolutely adore it. It's beautiful. It comes with an awl and a seam ripper, and I've put 2 pairs of scissors, the new yellow Kahana scissors are there. I haven't picked a fob for that yet, but I will. I really like using fobs on my scissors. And then you've got some spokes to hold 4 reels of thread, and then you have a little storage area there. I plan to do a little sampler to sit in the bottom of that. Always looks pretty when you've got something in the bottom. So if you're interested in these products, they're available on Etsy in Danielle's store, and I'll put a link on, or I'll put the proper store name in the video. Now, I have some little samplers here. They're all stitched by Alice Delou from Menin in France. So here's the first one. So sweet. The second one. I love how she's done her name in a darker thread. She's actually done that on this one as well, although it might not notice quite as much. And then her third sampler, and it's so lovely to have 3 samplers by the same girl, is this one. Isn't that pretty? That is so, so pretty. It's unusual to see this worked in pink, but there's always coincidences. I haven't got it to show you, but yesterday I charted a marking sampler, which is so adorable, and that was worked in the darkest shade of pink. It's almost a rose red. Gorgeous. There's the back of it. And she used a different colour for her initials there. It's so unusual to get 3 samplers that have stayed together by the same girl. I'm going to be reproducing these very shortly. Love those. Okay, what else? I had a new start, and this is my start. I'm working it on Needle and Flax Dirty Teacup. This needle minder was a gift from Deborah whilst I was in the States. Now, I worked the inner border, and now I'm just working the outer border. I ran out of steam last night, spent too long talking to friends on some video calls. So tonight I plan to finish the outer border, and you might be thinking this is a monochrome sampler, but it's not. The inside of this sampler is jammed packed with colourful motifs, and the amazing thing about this sampler is that it's beautiful, but it was stitched by a young boy. I can't wait to get into the centre motifs. There's some unusual motifs in this one, and he covered it. He covered his linen totally. Yeah, it's always nice when you come across a boy sampler. What else have I got to talk about? That might be it. We might have covered everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is end this video, and then I'm going to start recording the tutorial for the ABC sampler. Turkey knot or turkey stitch is a very useful stitch to have in your stitching portfolio. If you like Scottish samplers, and I know so many of you do, the turkey stitch is used in many Scottish and Irish samplers as well. On this sampler, Jane Fiddis has used that stitch to lay the grass below the house. Very useful. It's just like creating a carpet, you're creating tufts of thread. Okay, week ahead, well, I'm continuing packing. This week I'm packing gifts, some personal gifts from me to the attendees of the Great British Sampler Weekend Comes to America at Hobby House Needleworks. There's some nice goodies for people. And I'm going to carry on stitching on the boy sampler. I'm going to hopefully chart Alice. I can't wait to stitch those. And the building work goes on. On Tuesday they're starting in the study, and the study is the hub of our home. It's where Ray and I spend most of our time. We have a big partner's desk. He's one side and I'm the other. He has more of the desk than I do, but when he's playing golf I sort of stray over to his side of the desk. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself when the study is out of action. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm hoping that they're only going to be here about another 2 or 3 weeks, but we ran into a problem in one of the rooms. This is an old house. When you start doing things on old houses, you find other things that need doing. So they can't complete the windows in that room until some builders come in and do some remedial work. But hey ho, at least we'll have most of the house back in use, and I can start then planning my redecoration and new curtains and blinds. So it's always nice working with fabric and colours. I'm starting to ramble. Okay, until next weekend, stay well, stay safe. Bye-bye.